It's tea time. Hey, Sharon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh my God. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
It never gets old.
It doesn't. How you doing?
How you doing?
Hashtag Long Island Life.
It's wine of the week, Sharon.
Celebrity. Tea. Your uncorked advice.
Long Island tea.
Hello. Welcome back to Long Island Tea Podcast. I'm Sharon, and I am joined this week because Kristen's on her way back from Phoenix with, we always say we got a guy. So I got my guy here. And it's Marc Weinstein. Hi, Marc. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good.
How
Well,
you
no,
doing?
I should have said that differently. Hold on. How you doing?
How you doing?
There it is. How you doing?
Doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, you having a good week?
I am. I'm very
Good.
excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
I'm super excited because you and I go like way back.
Way back.
We go way
Yes.
back. And I think it's fun because we always say, like, when I had asked you to be a co-host with me this week, you were like, wait a minute. You had to think about it. Like, can we talk about it? So I went and met you and sat down and talked about it. We talked for a good 45, 50 minutes. And I said it would be just like this
We should have brought the team.
had we had a recording studio with us. So, Marc, why don't you tell us a little bit about your transportation company, Marc of Elegance?
Okay.
I love the name.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I wonder where you got it.
I tell you, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
When I started the company when I was 20 years old, and was looking for a name, and everything I submitted had been taken. I
Okay.
couldn't do to incorporate. So I put out to all my friends that whoever thought of a name would get 3 hours of limousine time. At the time, that was a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So I had a friend who had gone to school for advertising
Mm-hmm.
and was currently owned a liquor store. So this was his opportunity to put his education to
I love
use,
it.
and he came up with the name.
I love it.
That was good.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
And is your brother involved too?
My brother, he was briefly.
Right, okay, that's what I
I started
remember.
the company, as I say, about 30 years ago.
Wow.
A little more than that. And during that time, he had jumped out twice.
Yeah. Best part about family business,
Exactly,
right?
right. Well, my problem was I treated him as a brother, not an employee.
Right,
so
right.
It didn't go. But truthfully, he was arguably the best employee I ever had.
Right.
He cared too much.
Yeah.
He couldn't accept anything but perfection, which is what we strive for, of course. But
Yeah.
but so anyways, we started many years ago. I started with one town car.
Okay.
And we used that. I bought a used limousine,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kept growing it organically, a little at a time. We currently have a very diversified fleet.
Yeah.
We have our limos, our town cars, our SUVs, but we currently specialize in wedding transportation. We have a very unique fleet of wedding vehicles and guest transportation. We have an antique Rolls Royce.
That's beautiful.
Bentley, Flying Spur. We have Escalades, stretch Escalades, custom designed. Party buses. We have a San Francisco trolley, which is the only one of its kind. It's
Wow.
incredible.
Wow.
It has a caboose porch where with oak railings so the brides can wave. You can see the gown. It's fantastic. The seats face each other. It's a bus mechanically, so it's all modernized mechanically. It has Bluetooth radio.
Wow.
It has-
On a trolley.
It's incredible.
That's
Yeah, it's a
awesome.
lot of fun, and it makes for great pictures. We have shuttle buses and coach buses for
Wow.
the guest transportation, which has become big in recent years. It's
Yeah.
back in the day, nobody provided it. Everybody just figured out how they were going to get to and from.
Right.
But with drunk driving and
Yeah.
things of that nature, people coming from out of town,
Yeah.
it's become incredibly popular.
That's so awesome.
So it's been very good to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love it. I
Thank
think
you.
it's awesome. I think, you guys are obviously our number one transportation of choice. We
you.
use you guys for our company travel all the time. The girls are coming back from Phoenix now, and I called you last week. I'm like, I need to book, we need to get them picked up at the airport. So we always use you. I use you personally, for my airport travel and stuff like that. But you and I actually have been working on a lot of things together. First of all, you're our treasurer of our board of directors, which incredible. So you and I work very closely.
Thank you. It was a unique opportunity because I, of course, or involved in the bookkeeping of my business.
Right.
But to venture out and be privy to the numbers and the inner workings of Discover Long Island is it was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
We go back before it was what it is today.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the first time we worked together was on the golf committee.
Yes, I was telling them about that.
Yeah, and
those are some funny days.
Funny days. It was a different organization.
Different organization back then. Totally. But even the golf committee and the golf outing that we used to put together for Long Island Lodging Association, we used to have some, funny meetings. I remember sitting there and being the only female in the room, always with, around a table of a bunch of men. And we had an ex-NFL player on that committee with us, and he was, pretty wild in himself. And some things that would, go on in those meetings were quite some,
It was a crazy group, but you had the respect of everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was just going to say.
The only thing that made it work.
I will never forget, coming out of those meetings, and everyone would be like, Sharon, good for you, standing up for yourself or whatever. It's just so funny to be.
Kept them all in line.
Kept them all in line, and we had a good time. I mean, that
We
was fun.
And it was successful.
Yeah,
right?
it was super successful for so many years.
Yeah.
And now it's changed. The whole organization has changed to Long Island Hospitality Association.
Yes, we were saying it focuses more on the hospitality as opposed to the tourism, but like we were saying, it really is all intertwined.
Absolutely.
And the efforts of your team, led by Kristen, over the recent years has just changed both organizations.
Yeah.
It's something that has changed the face of Long Island. I mean, eventually everybody all over the world will know where Long Island is.
Yeah, and that's the goal.
It certainly is, and she's well on her way. You're all well on your
Yeah.
way. Your team is second to
I
none.
know. We talk about it all the time, just how incredible our team is. But you and I were having a conversation earlier. We have a couple job openings here at Discover Long Island, and talking about, how you doing? You said to me, how you doing? I said, well, this week has been tough. We've got some job openings coming up, and just the hiring process has been super difficult because you want great quality candidates, obviously, and you want to be able to compensate them well, within the range of the job deserving. But the things that I'm getting coming across are just way out of range, and I'm finding it very difficult to fill these positions, because I don't know if it's how the world has turned since the pandemic, or how everybody's changed their point of view and how they look at their own life and what they're doing, but it's been difficult. I mean,
yeah, I'm baffled by it, because I truly thought that once the government assistance stopped, they'd be knocking down
at the
our
doors.
I
Exactly.
thought that all these people, I thought the people that were smart would leave the assistance early, get into the job market. They'd have their pick of the litter. They could name their price, because all the employers were desperate.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. There were some, but not many. And then the assistance stopped, and we're still not getting an onslaught of applicants. So
and just, like you and I were saying, I don't even think people are reading the job posts anymore. They're just applying.
Yeah, I'll apply for a administrative assistant, and I'll get someone who does medical billing.
Right, exactly. It's just, it's baffling. But anyway, wish us luck. We are hiring and job posting on LinkedIn and Indeed, so look it up.
Yeah, and I tell you, the thing that always strikes me about the people you hire is that they're not only coming in and getting a job, but an education.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a launching pad for any career.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the things, the people I've seen come through your organization, especially since Kristen's been here.
Oh, definitely.
The education has just been amazing. They come in one capacity as someone who's maybe just out of school, and they leave as a seasoned veteran of their profession.
And that's what we talk about too. Is like when we have top talent here, people pick them up, because that's what we hire. We love to, engage employees to, we like to promote within, and we like to make sure that everybody's doing, utilizing their skill set at the best capacity. It's hard here because we're a small but mighty team, so we have so much crossover, and we have so much things that are always changing and always going on. The train is moving fast, and if you want in, you got to stay on that train.
Absolutely.
And, drink the Kool-Aid.
Well, what I love is early on when she first got here and was projecting as to what could be.
Right.
And there were a lot of naysayers.
Yes.
And watching them convert as time goes on. She's big into statistics and
data,
and data doesn't lie.
Data doesn't lie.
And it's just exciting to see people saying, wow, I didn't believe in it, but look what you did.
Yeah. we are on to our next segment, which is Long Island Wine of the Week.
Which is excellent, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't drink the Kool-Aid, drink the wine.
Yeah.
We're contractually obligated to drink Long Island wine.
And I intend to fulfill the
Absolutely.
contract, my obligation.
So this week, Mark, can you tell us what we're drinking?
Absolutely, I'd be happy to.
Because it's normally my job, but I'm filling in for Kristen and host, so.
We are drinking a 2020 Sauvignon Blanc, flavors of grapefruit, lime, and citrus blossom, with a crisp, dry finish and a balanced acidity. And that's very accurate.
It is very accurate.
Really is.
It's from Raphael Vineyards.
Oh, do you know, I have to digress for a moment. Raphael Vineyards is owned by the Raphael family, the Petrocellis.
Yeah.
And we have provided transportation for the Petrocellis for many, many years. The most incredible family from the grandparents all the way down.
Yeah.
And we did Julie's wedding many, many years ago.
Wow.
And when I tell you salt of the earth, and they put such pride into the vineyard. You know, they built it out, the family being in construction.
Yeah.
And she runs it with her husband, Joe. And they just do an incredible job.
They do.
And the wine's great, but the care, we had done a corporate move. You know, with our larger vehicles, we oftentimes will do big corporate team building. Mm-hmm. And we had gone out, and I asked her to help coordinate this event. I believe it was 6 weeks. It was many years ago. And we got there, and the group was met by the door with a wine, and then they were taken into the cellar, and they had a different wine, and they paired it with this and paired it with that, with the chocolate, with the meal, a steak, a fish, a chicken, a dessert. And just, to see, she gets excited over everything they do.
I think that's what's so incredible about all of the vineyards on the North Fork, is that they are all super excited about what they do. They love what they do. And when you take the time and do the tour and, experience it like you should.
No question.
There's no question, because you could see them. You could see them getting excited.
Absolutely.
You could feel their excitement.
Yeah, and each vineyard has a different personality. At Raphael, it's like stepping into Italy. It's just amazing.
Oh, it's so gorgeous. I love it.
But and they eat all. It's a wonderful place to be.
It's
so close to us yet so far away. And it's like a vacation.
Yeah,
you go out there
you go out there and you feel like it's a different world.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's what Long Island is like. Every corner, you feel like you're in a different world no matter where you are.
It's very true.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up when I was born in Wantua, in Nassau County. I lived South Shore. And I lived there till I was 11. Mm-hmm. Then we moved to East Northport, which is on the North Shore of Suffolk County. Mm-hmm. Then I moved when I got married. We moved to Northport. We had a brief stint in Hampton Bays. Okay. Brief stint in Huntington, but we've lived in Northport for 24 years, and it's great. I basically never left essentially from the time I was 12, and it's a great place to be. They have a little bit of everything. My son is a great place to raise a family, and my son actually went to the University of Vermont, UVM, and got his master's in environmental engineering. Wow. And I always said that Burlington, where the university is like Northport on steroids. It has that small town feel. Yeah. It's very homey. At the end of Main Street is the water. And it's just...
So he must have felt at home the whole time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And he did great, did very well. He came home. He's now selling water purification systems, homes for entire home systems or drinking water, which we have, and it's amazing the difference.
That's amazing.
And he's doing great. And my daughter, this is where I'm going to give my shameless plug.
Yes.
My daughter and wife started an organic farm at the house.
I can't. Yes.
It's incredible.
You have to tell us about this.
We have chickens.
Wait, your daughter's only like 15, right?
19. She was like 15 when they started.
When she started it, right.
So she's 19, and I won't tell you how old my wife is. I'll get in trouble. and so they, as a team, they started this organic farm. We have chickens, ducks, geese, turkeys.
I cannot believe this.
We have one duck that thinks it's a turkey.
Oh my God!
And bees, 70,000 bees.
That's what I was just gonna say.
Amazing.
You told me there's all these animals, and then you're like, oh, I forgot, and we got bees, and I'm like, You have a beehive.
Bees, but listen to this. I got to tell you, I'm going to do my shameless plug.
Yes, please.
I said to her, I'm going to mention, Kaki's Coop. That's the name of it. Kaki's Kakiscoop.
I love it.
And so they have a motto, do good, be good. That's be good.
So does she make more honey than she?
They do. They make more honey and they sell it. But listen
Okay.
what they do. It's an organic homestead in Northport using regenerative agricultural practices such as composting, crop rotation, free-range poultry, and vernacular worm composting to positively impact our community and family. They sell some organic products like soap, vanilla extract, surface cleaner, and non-alcoholic bug spray that are handmade in small batches on the property. Their honey, which is incredible, which is harvested about twice a year from their beehives, is their pride and joy. Local honey, this is a fact, is great for allergies, inflammation in the body, treating cuts, and of course, topping off a great cup of tea.
Yes.
How apropos.
Oh my gosh.
And then they have an Instagram at Kaki's Coop or online www.kakiscoop.com.
So how involved are you?
They just went away to a homestead conference.
Wow.
So who do you think took care of the chickens and the ducks?
Yeah,
and the
yeah. How many chickens do you have?
every
How many
morning,
ducks?
I think they have about 28 chickens. They have 5 ducks.
Oh my gosh.
Including quackers and Gucci. They have 2 turkeys that are hysterical. They're monstrous turkeys.
Right.
And afraid of nothing. I'll be cutting
They
the
don't
lawn.
care.
They walk right up to the lawn. They're picking my German Shepherd's hair. One of them
Oh
comes
my
over and cleans my
gosh.
German Shepherd. No fear.
That is hysterical.
Hysterical. And the little duck Gucci was born with them and was brought up with them, thinks it's a turkey.
Oh.
So everywhere they go,
They're like a trio.
trio.
I love it. That's
it's great.
so cute.
And then we have Gertie the goose,
Gertie.
who the ducks follow.
Aw.
It's quite entertaining. I never thought, if you asked me, would this be me?
Yeah.
The
You
answer would
never
be no.
thought, right?
But now at the end of the day, on a Sunday, I'll sit after the day's over. I'll sit on the deck, smoke a cigar, and watch the
Animals
the chickens,
flock.
and they're really busy, and it's
Oh
cool.
my gosh, that
Yeah.
is awesome. So
Very
what is your
entertaining.
acreage?
Not much. It's 1.1.
Okay, so big enough where you can
big enough,
have
but
all
it's,
these
yeah,
animals.
But they, for them to do, they also now are growing herbs.
Oh, wow.
And doing things. So we have, during COVID, one of
Yeah.
the good things that came of it is I reclaimed about 1,500 square feet on the side of my house.
Wow.
So to where we made flower beds and
Yeah.
things of that nature. Right. I
Composting.
never would have had time had it not
Right.
been go for COVID.
So you're a big deal in this Kaki's Coop. Little big
Not so
deal.
much. They're doing, when they're out there in the bee suits, sweating in 100 degrees weather.
So you don't do that.
I'm not doing that. No,
All right.
no.
I was just going to ask. That was my next question.
No.
Do you go into the bee?
No.
What is it called?
Beehives.
Beehives, yeah,
No,
that's
when I
what I
used to, they were in a different spot for a while. And when I cut the lawn, when I passed them, I'd have to, they do, you heard of the term a beeline? Well, the bees, when they leave the hive, they make a line straight out and
Yeah.
a line straight in. They vary, so as long as you don't cross that line, they don't bother you.
Okay.
But of course, cutting the lawn, you
See,
have to
that's
cross
a
the
good
line,
tip.
huh?
Who wouldn't?
Who
I
would've
would have known that.
Yeah. So so it's so it was very. I looked like I was on a special ops mission, trying to
Yeah.
dodge the bees when I was cutting the lawn.
That's so funny. So they do it all on their own, other than you.
All on
just-
their own.
I
Yeah.
love it.
And she's my wife's a certified beekeeper, which is she got I think it was Columbia. She'll hit me when I get
Wow.
home if
Yeah.
I'm wrong, but
Yeah.
well, she got a certification.
Wow.
She's called, but the bees have I forgot what it's called when they cluster maybe, where they leave the house or the hive
Mm-hmm.
and they go elsewhere, and it'll come to me shortly. But they get in a group and you can't get them down. And people get nervous because you have this huge
Beehive.
conglomerate of bees up in the tree,
Yeah.
or and they call her to get them out.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's,
So there's an actual certification for that.
who knew?
Who knew?
See?
That's crazy. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And like your daughter started this when she was 15. What made her decide to do that?
It's. I think that she always had a love for nature.
Right.
She was originally thinking of pursuing a career with horses.
Right, I remember that.
She rode. She did the Hampton Classic.
Yeah.
She was,
And didn't she spend some time out in Montana?
She did. She went there briefly. She was pursuing that. They're the only school that offers something called natural horsemanship.
Okay.
We need like cue cards.
Yeah.
Line.
Line, please. Thanks.
So natural horsemanship, and she got a lot out of it. You got to see her with a horse. She'll put up her hand, and the horse just walks backwards.
Wow.
She goes like this, the horse goes that way.
Wow.
It's like a remote control horse.
Right.
It's amazing.
Do you have
And
a horse?
We do.
Wow.
She does.
At your house?
No. We
On
have
this
a
farm?
barn. No, not
Okay.
on the farm, no.
Okay.
And but so she, when she realized that that was more of a passion than something she wanted to do as a career,
Yeah.
she moved into agriculture.
Wow.
So and she's doing great for it. She made the website.
She's doing awesome.
Does their posts. Yeah, she's really incredible.
That's so amazing. I mean, like that's what we hope for here on Long Island. We want our kids to stay here. We want them to live their long life here and not go anywhere else. But
well, and there's a lot to do. People, you'll oftentimes hear, people moving away. It's too expensive.
Right,
but
exactly.
If you find a passion,
Yeah.
and you pursue
And you
it,
make it work.
and you make it work.
Yeah.
Like my son's career is very, he's, no matter where he goes, clean water, clean soil,
Yeah.
it's important to him. He can make it happen, but there's no reason not to make it happen right here
right
on Long
here
Island.
on Long Island,
Yeah.
exactly. That's amazing. I love those
Yeah.
stories.
Thank you.
Okay, so we found out that you were born and raised in Wantagh.
Born and raised in Wantagh, moved
What
to...
made you move to North Shore?
My dad. My dad had
right,
tremendous
okay.
insight. Our particular neighborhood, for a brief time where we were, ended up not being as good as it was when we were there.
Right. I think that happens to the best of us.
Yeah, and he saw the writing on the wall, so he moved. I believe it's since come back, but he moved. He moved us to East Northport.
Okay.
And it was wonderful. He used to work for Grumman.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes, I love this story.
And then he started his own business. He was operating it out of the basement, and
Yeah.
then quit Grumman, retired, and got started it, and just recently retired from his own business.
Amazing.
Yeah, my brother worked with him for quite a while, and it was just, the area's been good to us. It has a little bit of everything. You're living in rural Long Island, but you're a stone's throw from the best city in the world.
Absolutely. Speaking of, have you been to New York City lately?
No, I haven't been there. I don't believe I've been there since pre-pandemic.
Well, that happened. So that happened to me. I wasn't there prior to, like the last time I went was prior to COVID. And then, we went to see Tina on Broadway a couple weeks ago, which was incredible. And then I took my kids to, it was my daughter's birthday, and I took her to American Girl Doll. Was your daughter
Was that
ever
the
into
first time?
First time.
Oh,
So
she
she
flipped?
turned 6.
Yeah.
And she flipped out. I mean, we could have spent the entire day there if we would have been
Just
able
forward
to.
all your mail to American Girl
Right,
Doll.
exactly. We're moving
Girl
in.
Doll.
So we walk in. It's beautiful. American Girl dolls everywhere, like billboards, everything. And I don't know if you're familiar with American Girl, but there's like
We've brought
it's
people
like
there, but I never went in.
historical stories. Each doll is from like a different history, right? Genre. Like how would you describe that?
Different time period.
Time periods, yeah. So it's set up like that. Each section is whatever doll. So we go into the Bitty Baby section because she's got a newborn baby, and I'm in heaven because it's all about newborn babies, and it's so cute. These little baby cribs, little baby hats, everything. I'm like, oh my god, my daughter's like, Mom, I need this, I need that, I need this. So we're shopping for her doll. My husband's like, all right, let's wrap it up, because my son's with me. He's 9. He's had it. He's like, this is enough. We need to go. So we're getting ready to go, and Pearl's like, Mom, she named her baby Alex, and she's like, Mom,
Before you even left.
Yeah. She's like, I don't know where Alex is. She had the baby doll. We were just going to get accessories for it because she got the baby doll for Christmas. So she's like, Mom, I don't know where Alex is. So I'm like, are you kidding me? We just spent $150 on doll clothes looking, for this doll. Like, where is this doll? So she's like, I don't know. She's looking for it, and she can't find it. So then I go up to a worker there, and they all have the ear pods in their ears. And I'm like, listen, my daughter brought her doll here. We can't find it. I can tell you that it's actually wearing a real newborn baby diaper. And my sister bought her a package of newborn diapers for her doll. I'm like, it's definitely wearing a real diaper. So if anything, like, that's how you know it's ours.
Now, was that a distinction, or do other people do that as well?
I don't know, but I would say it was a distinction,
think.
right? So it's like Disney. They get on the thing, newborn baby, Alex, blonde hair, blue eyes, blue pants, white onesie. You can tell it's real because it has a real diaper on. So I'm like, is this not a real baby? Like, it's a doll. I'm telling you, we lost the doll. So I tell my husband, go upstairs, look here, look there. He takes my son, and I know that he's not going to find it because he can't find the ketchup when he's looking at it in the refrigerator. So I'm like, all right.
Talking about him or me?
Either one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I give you 5 minutes, bro. Go try and find it. Pearl and I sat down waiting for him, and I'm like, I know it's not going to happen. So he comes back. He's like, you go look for it. I can't find it. Whatever. So I take Pearl. I'm like, Pearl, let's go. Like, where are we go? You know, it's because it's like 2-3-story building, store of different sections. I'm like, we hit every section. So we go look for the doll. I come back. I see another security guard there. And I'm like, I know you heard it on the speaker, but we're missing this baby doll. Like, I can't find it anywhere. He's like, wait, are you with a man and a stroller and a little boy? And I'm like, yes. He goes, he's got the baby. So I run back upstairs with Pearl. He's like, we're out. Let's go. We got to go. We are done at American Girl doll. So thank God we found
great.
Alex. But I'll tell you, they treated
hysterical.
it just like Disney. I couldn't believe, like, if you've been to Disney and you lost a kid or lost anything, you know, they're like, every
SWAT comes out.
SWAT team comes out. It's
Mickey
crazy.
Mouse takes over his helmet.
Exactly. Stormtroopers coming down. It's crazy. So thank God they found the doll. But we had the best time. The only difference is New York City is, New York City's ruling is that you have to be fully vaccinated to restaurant there and dine.
Right.
So I wanted them to have like the experience of the Hard Rock Cafe. You know, I love that restaurant. It's awesome.
Very unique.
So we get there, and you know, it's in Times Square, and Times Square is like completely different now because you know the legality of selling marijuana. You know, it's you know how they sell like pocketbooks. There's people on the streets selling weed. Like, it's funny. It was comical because you're like, what? You know, like it still shocks me that this is happening in our world. You know, I never thought we'd be here. But whatever. So my son's like, Mom, it smells like cigarettes. I'm like, that's not cigarettes.
And don't breathe.
And just hold your breath. Please. So we get to Penn Station. We wrap it up. We go. We have the best time. Went to the M&M store. That was so fun.
They must both love that.
Oh, my God. Yeah. They all loved it. That's another, like, experience within itself. 3 or 4 stories high of just M&Ms, like every flavor, whatever. It was so much fun.
That's when you die and go to heaven.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
We had the best time, and I was so glad that they experienced it because that was their first time to New York City, and you know, it was a train ride away. Like, that's the best part about Long Island is like you can jump on a train and be there in 45 minutes.
Yeah, and as you say, the train ride is as much of an experience
Absolutely.
as
the 2 girls are like staring out the window the whole time, like, oh my gosh, how fast are we going now, Mom? How fast, how fast is the train?
The concept of it's amazing.
And then, like, literally, it's so funny because if anybody's ever been on the Long Island Railroad, you literally, can recite, especially in the Babylon line, each stop. Like Babylon, Montauk, Lindenhurst, Amityville, Copiague, Montauk.
Although they
next.
have a special way to say it.
Yeah,
Jamaica
exactly.
coming into Penn
Coming
Station.
into Jamaica.
With stops at Woodside.
Exactly. First 4 carts only. It's hysterical.
You have to go to school for that. That's just
right. So my son, by the train ride home, was like repeating everything. He's like, Wanta next. So cute. We had the best time.
That's great.
Yeah. So back to you, my friend.
Okay.
What is what's your favorite hotspot on Long Island?
I don't know that I have one. It depends on my mood. I mean, there's so many great things. I love if I'm feeling like the beach, Robert Moses, Jones Beach, incredible. If the Gold Coast mansions are incredible. I love to go out to the vineyards. There's just so much to do on Long Island.
No, you don't have a favorite?
I can't say that I do. Not really. Not to go to. I mean, there's favorite things I have to do, but but not, if I, not to sound cliched, but sitting on the back and having a cigar with my son, or going to the barn with my daughter on a Sunday when no one's there to feed Troy, his carrots that he loves.
Love it.
That to me is
that's
is
your favorite
everything.
spot.
But so really but whatever I'm in the mood for, it's there. It's out there. It's all, that's the beauty of Long Island. All the seasons, just when you get tired of one thing, you got another. And, and it just keeps changing and stays fresh. And
it's incredible, right?
It really is. It really is.
And I'm so glad that, like, again, your daughter stayed here and decided to start this business here. Like, small businesses, thrive here.
They do. They really do. And it's amazing what they've done. And from nothing. And they just keep coming up with new ideas and different things they could do, which seems to be endless. Yeah,
I checked out her shop. I thought it was cool with the soaps and everything like that. I think it's amazing.
It really is. And it's, I had one of our DOT inspectors says, we got to talking, and he had his wife had some health concerns, and
Yeah.
I said, try this, honey, and she's very particular about, that it needs to be organic, and loved it, and it was very rewarding to know
Yeah,
that someone
to know
who's
that
so,
it's helped her.
you have a limited diet, and yet here's something that you don't just can endure, but you love,
Right. Oh.
And it made me real happy, and I told them, and they were, of course,
Oh, that's so
and they have,
amazing.
they've gotten to where it's not mail order, it's a reservation, pre-order, what's the word I'm looking for? The first of every year, everybody's scheduled.
Okay.
So everybody has, you want eggs? You have
Everybody
people that come
knows,
every
yeah.
Tuesday, every
So
third
do you use the
Wednesday.
eggs in your
We do,
kitchen? Yeah.
we do, yeah. My son's an aspiring chef. He's fantastic in the
Wow.
kitchen, and he'll make an omelet look like something out of a New York restaurant.
I love
yeah.
it. Oh,
but
that's awesome.
and he uses a little bit of everything. He uses their herbs. He's
Wow.
he's great in the kitchen. So yeah, and it's not the same. I mean, if anybody who's ever had an organic egg, or as opposed to a store-bought egg, store-bought egg you'll crack one hand, you could open it up and it drops into the pan.
Right.
The organic eggs you crack and you have to pull them apart. It's
Wow.
so and then it's thicker and it's just a whole different egg. And then the goose eggs.
What do you do with the goose eggs?
I don't know if they've used one yet to eat because we don't get a lot, but they're big.
Yeah.
It's really. It's
You have a golden goose?
No. But they do have a rule that people ask me, do we ever eat the animals? And my daughter has a rule: if you name it, you can't eat it.
Yes, that's true.
So they immediately name everything.
Oh,
So,
I love it. So even Charlotte in your barn, Charlotte's Web, right?
So it's right, exactly.
So do you have a favorite downtown on Long Island?
I'd have to probably say Northport. It's because it's very, again, rural. It's homey. It's very reminiscent
'Cause
to
it's
what
small.
I think
It is a small
It is
downtown.
small. I think it's reminiscent of what it was back in the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Other downtowns are amazing on Long Island.
Yeah.
What Patchogue's done, what Long Beach has done, Port Jeff. I mean, they're all offer different things. But Northport I think, stayed true for the most part to what it was. And although there are new things and things to do, and there's a new hotel going up, but to look at it, it looks
know,
like
I
it
can't
belongs
wait.
in the
Yeah.
town. Ingham Theater, looks like it belongs in the town.
Yeah.
So even though they come out with modern amenities, they still stay true to the appearance.
Yeah,
My
it's-
wife owned a yarn store there years ago called Three Black Sheep, her and two friends. And that was one of the concerns of the town, supervisors,
Yeah.
the people that run the town, was that, what's the outside going to look like?
Right.
Is it they want to make sure it stayed true?
Yeah.
So, of course, her answer was, what do you want it to look like? You know
Right,
what I mean?
yeah. Tell
And
me what do you want it to be, and
that's
I'll
what
make it
it'll be,
happen.
right. But just to go down by the harbor,
Yeah.
the view is phenomenal.
Oh, it's beautiful,
and
especially at sunset. Like it's
Yes.
so awesome.
Yeah, it's very surreal. You could, walk the harbor, you could walk the dock rather.
Yeah.
Then the boats come in and out, and it doesn't matter. Even in the winter when there aren't as many, there's something special about that as well.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it's really a great place.
I love Northport. I think it is one of the best downtowns we have because it's so quaint. And
Yeah.
what is it? Is it? It still has like a trolley line.
It has in the street
Yeah.
where the trolley used to run. Much of the street you can see the tracks. It
Yeah.
doesn't run anymore.
How come they never removed the tracks?
I think
Just to
just because of the
preserve?
nostalgia
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We actually, for a couple of years with the Northport Art Society, I might be getting that name wrong, they had hired us to do a tour that
Okay.
actually my wife ran, and of Northport, of all the historic spots, and we did it with trolley. And it was a big hit.
Oh, that's
and,
so
yeah, we'd still
awesome.
be doing it. The only reason we don't is because it falls the weekends we're booked with weddings.
Right,
So
right.
I don't have the availability.
Yeah.
But it was a very to see people sitting in the trolley,
Yeah.
or back trolley, seeing it from a different perspective. It was,
It's so cool.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What is your favorite winter activity to do, indoor or outdoor?
Indoor or outdoor? Indoor, I love sitting by the fire. On
Yeah.
one of those days where the snow's falling
Going out
outside.
to Long Island Winery.
Go in. Not so
And-
much in the winter.
I love it. I
In
love
the
going
winter?
there. Yeah, because they have fireplaces.
That's true. I haven't
sometimes
taken
have
advantage
live
of
music.
that. Yeah.
You have to do it.
I do.
And that's what's so funny because you're born and raised Long Islander.
And I
You've
don't-
never done that
right,
before.
Right. It's like the New Yorker that never went to the Statue of Liberty.
Yes,
it's-
exactly.
Yeah, but you're right. That's something I would like to do, and because I love it at home. To see the snow falling, what have you.
Yeah. Speaking of,
we're gonna get killed.
we are going to get
Actually,
killed.
they still every time I hear it, they
Well, it
they
keeps
hedge.
changing.
They keep hedging
It
their
keeps
bet.
changing.
Yeah.
So first it was like 12 to 18 inches, 3 to 5 inches, 3 to 18 inches. Now who knows what it
It
is?
could be anything.
We're going to get slammed.
Yes, that we know. We know we're going to be shoveling
Yeah, and
Saturday
I don't
night,
wanna
Sunday
do it.
morning. No. No.
I'm not ready.
No. But it's that's part. But and even that, year to year, you don't know what you're getting. We have some years with next to nothing.
Yeah,
This year,
exactly.
I think, is going to be a.
We were Alyssa and I were
crazy.
talking about that earlier today. I don't know if you remember 2013. I think it was where it was like Nemo, where it was like the ultimate blizzard that we had here ever in. I don't know. I don't want to say my lifetime, but like I feel like it was a long time that we.
Almost 3 feet of snow.
It was like 3 feet of snow.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, I tell you, years before that, there was an ice storm, and it was incredible. It looked like a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
Many years ago, I was a kid, and it was everything iced over. So when it first came down, and it was terrible outages because you can imagine when everything freezes,
Yeah.
lines break. But it was gorgeous. I remember we went to my grandmother's house in Brooklyn because they had electricity, we didn't.
Aww.
And it was, no matter where you looked, like it was really like
An
a
ice
Disney
sculpture.
movie. It was
Yeah.
incredible. It was beautiful.
I love it. I think.
It's beautiful till it's not.
Yeah, exactly. Until
Yeah.
you're sick of it.
Right. Right. Well, that's why it's good. It's happening on a Saturday, so by Monday,
Hopefully it'll be gone.
the roads will be open.
I
right?
hope so. I'm not ready for it. I don't like the winter. I don't know. I'm a summer kind of girl.
I like it to a degree. Like I was just looking to, I was going to take my son on a golf trip.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I love is
Yeah.
golfing with him. And we were looking to where is it warm?
Right.
And nowhere.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
the warmest of places isn't
Yeah.
warm enough to be outside. So this time of year, so you just shift.
You shift.
And you say, all right, you accept it. You pull out the winter jacket. And
Yeah.
I like it for a while. And just about the time it starts to get to be enough, the spring comes in.
It does.
Yeah.
I think we're at like 70 days until spring.
Yeah, so
Which-
and
who's
that's
counting?
the beauty of being here as well. Just when you
Yeah.
get tired of, you can't wait for it to get here, then the heat becomes too much.
Well, it's so funny.
And then it shifts in this
It
fall.
does, exactly. It's perfect timing. And I think that like Long Island weather in itself, even in the summertime, I remember a couple of summers ago and past, it was like it rained every weekend, but it was gorgeous during the week. That stunk.
Right. Right. You can't.
Yeah.
It's what is that saying? We make plans and God laughs or something like that.
Aw,
Something along those
it's
lines.
true.
You never know.
You never know. So, are you watching anything on Netflix? What is
it's
your
funny.
favorite show?
I was never a big TV guy, and then with COVID,
I think everybody.
Everybody.
Everybody's like, what else?
Right.
Tiger
And-
King, sure.
Exactly. And there was a lot. I loved Ray Donovan.
Oh, you loved Ray Donovan.
And
Did you
then
see the coming attractions?
I saw the movie.
It came out already?
It came out last
Get
Friday.
out.
Yeah, and it was a great finish. It was.
Was it? Were you
yeah,
satisfied? Because
I was.
I wasn't too satisfied with the last season.
No, well, that's why.
Okay.
And they did it, and it's so rare that happens.
Oh,
that they
I
bring
love
it to
Ray
a club.
Donovan.
I mean, you still want there to be more because you love him.
Yeah.
But they did a good job. I thought they did a good job at bringing it all together. And then we saw something movie. I think you talked about it with Kristen, Turn, which was a mini series, but it was about Long Island,
Yes,
about Washington
yes,
spiraling
yeah.
on Long Island. So I found that interesting because we're here, so it
Yeah.
was captivating.
So you watched that.
Watched that. Ozark, which just started again. I didn't see it.
I was
the new
going to
one yet.
ask you. You haven't
No.
started it?
No.
Oh, my God. I'm dying to talk about
I was
it.
waiting for my son to watch it together because
Yeah.
we watched the first one together.
Yeah.
And he told me last night, he goes, "You waiting for me?"
Oh.
I said, "Yeah, I told you." He says, "Oh, I watched it already."
I finished it.
So now I'll be
you
watching
gotta
it,
do
right.
That's like me and Dan. I'm like, are you, because he falls asleep, he gets up early for work, so he'll sleep. And I'm like, I'm waiting for you to like stay up one night to watch it with me. He's like, just watch it. I'll catch up. I'm like, all right,
Not the
fine.
same,
So
right.
last night I'm like watching episode after episode. I'm like, I got to go to bed. Just cut it off.
You get addicted.
You get addicted.
I was watching.
But Laura Linney and Jason Bateman,
So good together.
amazing.
Yeah,
They
they
really
really are.
are.
Yeah.
Like,
Incredible.
I love them separately, but I love them together
Yeah.
too. I just think
And
they're
another
awesome.
great team. My daughter got me into Lucifer. Did you see Lucifer?
No.
Great. It's so funny.
Is it?
And they're so yin and yang. The
Okay.
two starring really. I mean, it's long since gone, so you can watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great.
What is it on Netflix? You watch on Netflix?
That was on Netflix.
Okay.
That was on,
Did you start watching? So do you have Apple TV?
We do.
Okay.
Yes.
I started watching Swan Song.
Oh. Man.
It looks incredible. I only watched one episode, but Glenn Close is the star. I think everyone
always
else.
good,
She's amazing. I don't think I'm not recognizing anybody else, but maybe somebody will. I don't know. But she's so she's a doctor, and she is starting this like rehabilitation center. I guess you wouldn't call it a rehabilitation center. She clones people who are dying.
Right.
And they don't want to tell their family that they're dying. So the first episode I watched is this man. He, the first 15 minutes of the episode shows you how he met his wife and how they had a baby and, what their life story was all about. And then he is obviously sick because he faints or he'll collapse. And he finally makes a decision to go see her. And, the whole concept is that it's cloning him so that he doesn't have to tell his family that he's dying. The clone will go and just replace him, and then he lives his dying days in this hospital. It looks amazing. And I don't know if it's based off of a book. I don't remember. But one episode in, I'm hooked. I'm like, and Glenn Close is just so awesome.
I love that. I will watch that.
Yeah.
I'll watch it. There's another one my wife just told me about I wrote it down. Let's see. Can't get the glasses on with the headphones. It was, it's about the robber barons in New York in the 1880s.
Is it 1880? Is it the
Okay.
sequel to what is it, Yellowstone? 1881?
No, it has a different name, which it's on something else I wrote, so
Okay.
I don't have it here. But I'll tell you about it. But it sounded great, and those things that are based on history, I love that because
yeah.
you feel it could be real.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Some of it is real. And
Did you ever watch Peaky Blinders?
I did.
Oh, did you
that.
love
Once
it?
I got over the fact that it was hard to understand them.
Yeah, see, everybody said that, but
At
I
the
really
beginning.
have no problem.
Not at all?
I didn't. And a lot of people watch it with subtitles because they couldn't understand them.
Right.
But I just rewound it. I'm
Well,
like, hold
you
on,
start
rewind.
to understand it like anybody.
Yeah,
The more you're around it, you get the nuances, and then sometimes the situation
You could just tell.
can figure it
yeah.
out.
But they don't have that bad of an accent where you can't understand. I don't know. I could totally understand
Some
them.
of it was.
I can't watch closed caption. I can't do it.
It's funny you say that. I never did. My daughter
Do you mind?
likes it. Not yet. Thanks. Actually, a little bit.
Yeah, might as well.
My daughter likes it. And watches it that way.
You know why
and
I think a lot
started
of the
doing it.
teenagers do it? Because they have their earpods in. And they listen, they're like multitasking,
Yeah.
right?
I find it a little bit of a distraction.
I
though, so
find it
I'm reading
distracting,
the words instead
and
of
I don't
looking
know
at
what's going on.
Yeah.
Exactly. I can't watch and read at the same time. I cannot multitask that way.
No, but
But I loved Peaky Blinders.
that was great. There was another one I'm trying to remember. We just recently watched it. It'll come to me. But the content is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with 4 stations, and
Yeah,
now
exactly.
there's 400.
400. I was just telling everybody, in the office that I finally switched from streaming services and I purchased cable because I stopped for a long time because
Right.
cable was just too expensive. So I would stream everything, and then I got sick of it because I couldn't watch the news. Like there was nothing on the news. If you stream service everything, the only thing you can watch was Hulu, which was buffering all the time. So I finally took the plunge and I ordered cable again, but I don't know how to figure it out because it's so different from what I remember.
I'll tell you, if you're so inclined, we just got something called Roku,
Yes.
and I was, my wife brought it in and said, the savings, of course, spoke for itself.
Right.
We saved well over $100 a month.
Right.
And the truth is, with one remote, it's the
It just-
easiest thing.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
I don't know. I have a smart TV. There's also the Amazon Fire Stick where you can do the same thing.
Right.
I guess.
I think that's along the same lines. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I was sick of the streaming services because whether you needed internet.
Well, we got it all with this. We have
Okay.
You get regular TV. You can get you just set it up with what you want. You have it all.
So I have a little present for you before we close out on our show. I was so glad to have you. But I wanted to give you something for co-hosting
Oh, very excited.
with me.
Thank you.
Some merch.
Perfect. Thank
Some
you very
Long Island
much.
merch. We just, speaking of the whole
love it.
furniture for the office, we just decided that, before we ordered
Soft.
furniture, it's awesome. This
Yeah.
is I live in this sweatshirt all the time.
I love it.
It's perfect. It's
Very
champion.
excited.
It's champion.
How do you go wrong?
You
eh?
can't go wrong.
You can't.
But we decided to
I
do.
belong in
you,
Champion.
You belong on Long Island
Long
in your
Island.
champion.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being a host. Cheers.
It's a pleasure.
Did you love it?
Way faster than I
Yeah,
would have
and
liked to do it. I consider
We're not completely done, but I wanted to give
Good.
to give that to you first. Before we decided to do the office furniture, Kristen was saying that we should do a little merch sale in our lobby here at Discover Long Island offices. And I thought, what a great idea, because we
That
get
is a great
people
idea.
here all the time. Our office is located directly right before the elevator, right across from the elevators.
Right.
So people pop in all the time and they're like, where is this office? I'm looking for this lawyer's office. So why not, capture them and sell some merch at the same time,
Absolutely.
So we just ordered like one of those wardrobe closet things that we put together, and it looks adorable. I love it.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, did you see it when you came in?
I didn't, actually.
Oh my God, you got to take a look.
I was
so
too nervous.
You were too nervous?
Oh, yeah. I wasn't seeing anything. I'll see everything on the way out.
You were so nervous, and look how smooth it went.
Yeah, it was like you said. It's just talking to you.
Just a conversation.
Just
my
a conversation.
So obviously it's February by the time this episode airs. And so the month of February, we're going to feature each week, in each episode, we're going to feature a Black-owned business for Black History Month. And this week we are featuring the Sugared Beauty Bar. It's located in Roslyn, which it offers waxing and skincare, spa with Reiki energy healing. And you should totally check out our Fit Doc Friday episode on our Instagram. You can look it up on our website at discoverlongisland.com/health and wellness. Health. Where you can see all the Fit Doc episodes right on there. But Sugared Beauty Bar is adorable. I was watching it right before we came in because I couldn't remember. It was earlier on the Fit Doc Fridays. And what a cute spa. I mean, honestly, Valentine's Day is coming up. Gift certificates are always a great gift,
That's
right?
a great idea.
So
Note
cute.
to self.
Note to self, exactly. Go to Sugared Beauty Bar right in Roslyn. What else we got here? We have picture displays in all through the month of February for Long Island State Parks throughout the entire month, and they will be in Hempstead Lake State Park in West Hempstead, Jones Beach Energy and Nature Center at Field 4 in the Central Mall, Long Island State Parks Regional Headquarter Lobby in West Babylon, Nissaquag River State Park in Kings Park, and Planting Fields Arboretums are just some locations that you can see these picture displays of Black History Month. But before we close out, I want to just say thank you, Mark, so much for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
And
Thank you.
Definitely next week next week will be Maya White. We talked about it a couple weeks ago where we're with the astrologer,
Right.
and how to travel, and what your sign says about where you want to travel and things like that. So Maya White will be our guest coming
That'll be
up.
interesting.
It's going to be awesome. Check out the Ohika Castle episode for LITV. As always, look at our YouTube channel and follow us on all of our social at discoverlongisland.com or LongIslandTeaPodcast.com, and just follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And to find new ways that you can have DLI promote your business, sponsor the podcast. Why not? You can get a plug, but definitely follow us on all of our social channels. But also you can follow Mark at Marc of Elegance Limousine Service on Facebook and Instagram, or you can look at his website at marcofelegance.com to book your next transportation services, because they are the most elite, I would say.
Thank you.
I use you personally, like I said, for everything. But thank you again so much for being a co-host with me this
Pleasure.
week.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you hot teas next week.
Look forward to it.